started throwing out this conversation I had with Robyn a year and a half before as ammunition to tell me that I was being unreasonable and I was being pushy and I was being...
Robyn's trying to fix it and make it work, but she can't state what happens between Kody and Christine.
Am I the only one who doesn't understand why Robyn continues to play dumb and continues to play ignorant, as though she doesn't know why all their wives are leaving Kody? She knows Kody has spent most of the time with her. She knows Kody has spent most of the family's finances on her, or most of his physical time with her. And so for her to pretend to play dumb and for her to ask why I need an explanation as to why my family has been blown to smithereens. Keep quiet. We don't need to hear it. Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Leave a comment. Turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. And definitely subscribe. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Sister Wives, Season 18, Episode 5. Am I the only one who feels like Christine and Kody are using Janelle as a pawn in whatever's going wrong between the two of them? Because you have Janelle, she's at her apartment. Obviously, she is still upset about what happened with Kody, the argument they had, and the fact that, you know, they haven't since addressed the issues that came up as a result of that argument. Christine comes over with a bin bag because Janelle is looking for something just to make her apartment more comfortable. Obviously, in the trailer, she didn't have a lot of furniture, so I understand her looking for stuff. Then they start having this conversation with Janelle saying she's had a conversation with Kody since the argument, but nothing has been resolved. And the fact that he hasn't spoken to Savannah since her birthday, and Christine is upset by that fact that Kody has abandoned his children, because it seems this is the same thing that her children felt. And I understand her grievance with the fact that she feels that Janelle is going through the same thing she went through with Kody, but Meri was the first one to go through it, and nobody acknowledged it. And they kept asking her, are you leaving? Are you leaving? And she kept having to reassure them that she wasn't leaving. And suddenly now Christine has left. She has this epiphany that this is a toxic marriage. Well, it was a toxic marriage when you were in it. This is why you left. And I think if nothing else, she should be there to sort of support and build Janelle. Because Janelle, you can see, is broken. Because they have this conversation about Christine trying to get Janelle to move to Utah with her because the apartment next to her is vacant. And it's like, I don't think this is what Janelle needs to hear at the moment. I know things aren't working out for her. I think you should be there as a friend just to listen. Just to listen. Allow her to vent whatever's going on with her and just listen. Yes, it's amazing that she's bringing up her concerns in her confessionals about the things that she sees as red flags with Kody, the fact that he's decided to neglect his children and he's sort of punishing Savannah for whatever went wrong with Janelle and the boys, which doesn't make sense to me. I remember last week saying that I don't feel Kody should have, you know, ignored Savannah. He should have brought Savannah when Truly and the other girls came over to see him at Robyn's house, or he should have taken them out for a meal or something, because he's still coming to town, as Christine said, but he refuses to see his children, which doesn't make sense. And you have Kody saying, oh, well, the phone works both ways. Christine and Janelle sort of kicked me out of my living space. And it's like, you kicked yourself out the moment you went and you stayed with Robyn. Don't place this on the ladies. The moment you chose to spend most of your time at Robyn's house, you kicked yourself out. You decided to ignore Christine the same way you're ignoring Meri, and you thought Christine would put up with it the same way Meri did. But Christine, because her children had moved on, she decided to follow her children. Because nobody's saying this, but the reason why Christine moved to Utah is because that's where her children were. So she chose her children, and she chose herself, and that's amazing. And so for Janelle, I think if Janelle is going to choose herself, she can't leave Flagstaff. As she said, one, Savannah is still in school, and I think her other boys are still in Flagstaff. So if she's leaving Flagstaff, she's leaving her boys, and I don't think Maddie is in Utah. I think she's in Atlanta or somewhere. So it doesn't make sense for Janelle to go with and live close to Christine, away from her family. I think Janelle should address whatever concerns she has with Kody, pack her bags, make a decision of where she wants to live, and live there. If she continues her relationship with Christine, that's amazing. If not, that's it. And Kody, he can't blame anybody else. He kicked himself out, and that's it. So you have Robyn go to visit Meri, and it's like, Robyn has used Meri to her advantage. She's pretended, in my opinion, to like Meri that way she has Meri on board for whatever she wants, because Meri was able to give up her legal marriage for Robyn to be legally married to Kody, which I think is where the whole problem started. Anyway, Robyn has this conversation with Meri about how, Kody, he was able to see Isabel and, truly during Christmas because they came down with McKelty. And Meri was upset about that because if I remember very well, because I remember in Vegas, one of Christine's children moved in with Meri for a bit because they were not getting along with Christine, and I think it was Isabel. So I think this is why Meri was upset, because she even said, I don't know why Robyn is telling me all this, because she knows how I feel about this. And Robyn is, oh, I didn't know, she didn't know. Anyway, there was nothing I could do. It's like, they came to your house. You knew they were coming to your house. I think if Robyn was such a great friend to Meri, she should have told Meri that, Meri, Isabel, McKelty, and Truly are coming over to see Kody after Christmas. Do you want to see them? Do you want me to ask them if it's okay for you to pop around and just say hello? That's what a friend would have done. But she didn't do that. Instead, she decided to rub it in Meri's face, in my opinion, that Isabel, Truly, and McKelty were at her house. That's the impression that I got. Then she got into moaning about, oh, Christine, I didn't realize the family was this bad. Oh, and it's just too much. I understand where Meri was coming from, because Meri said at one point she kept a diary of Kody's whereabouts and realized she wasn't actually getting a third when there were still 3 wives. So she's not surprised that Christine felt that Kody wasn't being fair with his time, although it's brought up that in Vegas he did spend 1 month a lot of time with Christine to try and see if that could ease her concerns. And for me, it's like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I think Robyn is just trying to play victim, because she started crying, oh, I also kept a track and it seemed like he didn't spend a lot of time in my house. And then it turns out Kody, his excuse for spending a lot of time in Robyn's house in Vegas is because she gave him an office and she gave him somewhere to park his car. And it's like, all the 4 houses were in the same cul-de-sac. You could easily walk between the houses, even if you needed to park your car at Robyn's house. And why didn't Robyn tell the other wives that, okay, do you mind if I give Kody an office space so that he can work from here? If she wanted everybody to be aware of the reasons why Kody was at her house. She did this because she wanted his attention. She starts crying to say, oh, my children felt neglected because they felt Kody was spending a lot of time with them. And it's like, make it make sense. How many hours are there in a day? How many hours? If you get Kody today, then you need to know that he needs to be at somebody else's house the next day. And besides, I don't get this excuse about them saying, oh, I had an office space in Robyn's house. Meri's house was empty. Mariah had moved out and gone to college. Why didn't he get an office space there? If it was about office space, it's nothing to do with office space. He's just always liked the shiny object, because it seems as one time he really liked Christine. He bought her so many presents and didn't buy anything for Meri. I think this is who he is. And he's always, the wives haven't really noticed because he was always moving about. And now with COVID, they were able to track him down and realize this is where he spent most of his time. And so for Robyn to cry and say, oh, I don't even know why Meri entertains her. I really don't. It's interesting that Robyn likes to play dumb. I remember Janelle saying this, that Robyn likes to play dumb. She likes to pretend like she doesn't know what's going on, because she's busy asking Meri what went wrong in Christine and Kody's marriage. Where did things go wrong? What did I miss? And I like the way Meri treated her like a child, because of the way she kept answering her, I don't know. And she even said in a confessional, Meri, that, Robyn cannot pick or choose or have any say in what happens between Christine and Kody. They made their decision, and she has to respect that and move on. And, oh, I want to know why my family was blown to smithereens. You came into the marriage. You got married to Kody knowing he had other wives, took him on a honeymoon for 2 weeks, knowing that he had other wives and other children, then came there, gave him an office space in your house, spent most of your time with him during COVID, spent all of your time and created the safe haven for him, and didn't bother to kick him out and tell him to go and see his other children or his other wives. And suddenly now you're sitting there, oh, I don't know what happened to my family. I don't know why we all broke up. And it's like, we're not dumb. Don't make it seem like we're stupid. Do we look stupid? We can see what's been going on, or you yourself can see what's been going on, and suddenly you're complaining that your children are not getting enough time, they're not getting enough attention. Meri gave up her marriage for you to get married legally with Kody, and so Kody could adopt your children. You spent all of COVID with Kody in your house, knowing he wasn't visiting his other wives. At Christmas, you knew that Kody was not speaking to the boys, but was speaking to Savannah. You didn't kick him out to go and see Savannah, but you were happy for him to give your children those motorized bikes. Make it make sense. What don't you understand about that? Can you not see the favoritism? How do you expect all the other children to feel when they see what happened at your house during Christmas? And for you to try and sort of gang up and sort of try and get Meri on your side. I like how Mary's always very standoffish and she says very little. It's only in her confessionals that you actually realize what she's thinking. Otherwise, during the scenes, she's just always there nodding her head. Mm-hmm. No. And then if she feels the need to say something, she'll say something that she knows that is not going to hurt anybody's feelings. But you could tell at the end of the day she was becoming fed up of this conversation and she just wanted it to end. And Kody to sit there and still be, oh, it's not my fault, Christine, this. And it's like, Kody, move on. You're a grown man. You're the head of the family. Behave like it. Behave like it. I don't get why you keep continuing to play dumb. And the fact that Janelle was saying that Robyn revealed that Janelle was worried about them using the money to buy her house. Kody has been played by Robyn. Robyn has made herself victim and has got Kody on her side to sort of defend her and fight her battles for her. And she's busy in the background, sort of pulling his strings. And then when she's in public, she pretends as though she doesn't know what's going on. And when she's in public, she pretends like she doesn't know what's going on. But in the dark corners of their house, she's busy telling Kody what she wants him to say and what he wants to do. And he's just, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. I think, in my opinion, Robyn expected all the other wives to stay with Kody for forever. And she expected those wives to finance her lifestyle while she and Kody were living happily ever after. And so the idea that Christine has left, I think, scares her in the sense that she's now worried that if Meri leaves and if Janelle leaves, then who's going to provide the financial income that they need to sustain whatever lifestyle they're used to? That's where I think the problem is. And I think this is why she's trying to get Meri on board and make sure that Meri doesn't leave. It's nice to see Christine with her daughters, Aspen and Macalty, sort of planning her 50th birthday. And she speaks about her crush on Shamar Moore. I think a lot of people love Shamar. I love Shamar Moore. I love him. I think he's a great actor. So I'm not surprised that she's got a crush on him. And so she's planning her party. I really wish, if nothing else, I know nobody else is asking, but I really wish Christine would tell us why she's got so much beef with Meri, since they were always cordial and they always seem to get along. In my opinion, I think Christine holds Meri responsible for bringing Robyn into the family. But I think Robyn met Kody and Meri at the same time, and then Meri is the one who sort of vetted Robyn. I don't think Meri just went out and started looking for someone. If I remember clearly at the start, they said they met her together, and then Meri did the vetting before Kody started courting her. And so I don't know whether Christine feels that Meri is responsible for bringing Robyn into the family and for everything else that's happened. And it's like, what did she want her to do? If Kody expressed interest in Robyn, there was nothing Meri could have done. Because it's either she could have been involved or Kody could have gone behind her back and then just brought Robyn the same way he brought Janelle and I assume Christine. So I don't know why Christine feels some type of way about Meri, and I don't know why she won't say exactly what her beef with Meri is, because she's made it clear that she doesn't like Robyn because she didn't trust Robyn, because Robyn always used to repeat things behind their backs to Kody. She doesn't trust Robyn because she felt Robyn was taking most of Kody's attention and wasn't bothered that he wasn't spending time with the rest of his children and his wives. So I get that, but she won't say what's happened with Meri, which I don't understand. And then you have Meri coming back from Utah, and she's sort of talking about the fact that she's got her B&B, but she's also got an online clothing business that she's been running from Flagstaff, and she's decided to move everything across to Utah, which makes sense to me. I think she should just move her whole livelihood to Utah. If she does need to, she can keep, a one-bedroom flat or something like that in Flagstaff for when she visits. Otherwise, she doesn't need to keep a house. What's the point in paying bills and paying rent for an apartment that she's not, a house that she's not staying in? She might as well get an apartment like Janelle and cut down on her costs and spend most of her time in Utah running her B&B and the clothing business, which makes sense. And I like the fact that she clarified that Kody already left her. She's not leaving anyone, but Kody has already left her. She is waiting to have a conversation with Kody because Kody apparently hasn't said anything to her face. He's always said it to everybody else, but has never told her that he's done with her. So I think she's just waiting for him to say he's done, and then she'll pack her bags and leave. And you could tell, I said this before, Christine actually acknowledged that Kody strung Meri along for so many years just because I think he was enjoying the financial reward that came with Meri being in the family. I think that's the only reason why he kept her. And I said it last week, and I think the fact that she bought the B&B and kept it in her family name and refused to put it in the Brown name, this was the final nail in the coffin. This is why Kody said we'll never go back, because to him he saw that as, finances for his lifestyle and Robyn's lifestyle. And so for Meri to take that away from him, he didn't like it, because I remember when he went to visit, he was sitting in the corner and you could see him, sitting there and sort of grouchy and sort of mumbling under his breath, and he wasn't happy. He was very moody and temperamental. So I think that was the final nail in the coffin that sort of broke their marriage and made Kody realize that there was no going back, because if he couldn't control Meri financially, then there was nothing else for him to benefit from her, because Mariah had already moved out and he didn't have any other children with her, and she refused to go for IVF. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But I'm happy for Meri. I think Meri deserves a break. I think she's done her best with this marriage. It hasn't worked out, so that's fine. She can move on and try something new. Why not? Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.